cost for airlines. Many travelers are wondering whether flying is gradually becoming unaffordable for the average person. At the same time, airlines argue that these increases are necessary to keep operations running safely and sustainably. So, has air travel become an exclusive privilege for the wealthy, or is it simply reflecting today's economic realities? What does this mean for business, tourism, and ordinary families who rely on air transport? Joining us to unpack these issues is Ocheme, the Deputy Secretary General, Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals, ANAP. Good morning and welcome to JFM.
Thank you very much for having me.
How was your morning today?
Great. That's good.
That's good to hear. All right, let's get into it. To begin, how would you describe the current state of air travel in Nigeria?
Okay, aviation generally is stabilizing. Issues are coming under one roof for harmonization, and there is cautious progress. So, air travel is stabilizing.
It's stabilizing. I don't think many people agree with that, but yeah, you're the experts. You tell me what's I need to know. But many people are saying flying has become too expensive. Do you agree with it?
Well, I think we have to look at it against the background of the general society. Everything is becoming expensive and unaffordable for the majority. So airfare is it's not different. Even the road transportation is becoming unaffordable for most people. So that's the context I think we can look at it.
So what are some of the major factors that are causing this, rising prices?
Well, the number one of it is cost of aviation fuel. Number two, which is almost at par, is foreign exchange, which is making the cost of naira so high, and the majority of the maintenance, the aircraft and its maintenance are foreign exchange based. So these are two major indices. But alongside that, it's the increasing cost of personnel, increasing cost of charges. All the people who provide services to the airlines are increasing their costs because their own costs are also increasing. So this is the general.
So is this increase unique to Nigeria, or is it like a global?
Well, the increase in aviation fuel is global. Increase in foreign exchange is unique to Nigeria. But that is purely based on our own economic reality.
But like, are there other countries that the flight transportation prices are also higher now, or is it just affecting us because of our currency?
The cost of air transportation generally it's going up globally because of cost of aviation fuel, which is mainly due to the Middle East crisis and the Russia-Ukraine war. So that's leading to higher cost of crude oil from which we derive aviation fuel globally.
So would you say air travel is gradually becoming a luxury reserved for higher income earners? Because right now it looks like if you don't have money, you can't really travel. So would you agree that it's just for the wealthy people and the average people can't really afford it?
You need to put it in context. A large percentage of travelers are workers who are being sponsored by their organizations, and so the percentage of people who take their money, personal money, to travel is not as high as people think. This elite team, we could have what do you call it, the house help. You could see a house help on the plane, and he's traveling with his madam or oga. So it's you have to put it in context. There's a percentage of people who travel from their own pocket. For such people, you can say, well, that's an elite group of people. But this elite group in Nigeria is widening because you have very young people, smart people who are taking advantage of the state of the economy, and they are rich. And you see some people on the plane, you see very young people on the plane, you may mistake them that maybe they are sponsored by their parents or so. They are rich guys. And
Yeah, so that's what we're saying. You
yes,
know, we reach to travel.
that has always been the case, if you permit me to say that. Air travel has always been reserved for people who can afford it. But that affordability gap, in my own personal estimation, is reducing because more people are becoming able to afford air travel. Known to many people, the economy is turning out many people to be rich.
Really?
That's
interesting. Now that's very interesting because I was thinking we all don't have money to travel. You know, we all have to like, if you're going to travel now, you have to be saving for it. You must have saved for a long time. But now, you know, you're popping it out and, you know, telling us that the economy, the way things are in the economy, you know, it's even, some people are benefiting from it. Is that right?
That's correct, absolutely correct.
And traveling is not a problem for them.
No, it's not a problem for them. It's as normal as you go into any road transport and taking a trip. But you need to also understand an average 1 hour air travel. If you book early, it's about 90-something thousand naira. A premium road travel, it's about, for the same distance, it's about 50 to 55,000 naira. The gap in reality isn't that much. But you know, at premium times of travel, you can have situations where you can pay almost 200,000 naira for the same travel time. So if you take a normal travel situation, the gap between road travel and air transport is not that much. So if you take a 90-something thousand naira and a 50-something thousand naira for air and road, respectively, you discover the gap isn't that. It's really not that.
So we're talking about the money aspect.
Yes, just the money aspect. And then when you take what you are going to save in terms of time and troubles, you realize. So in my own estimation, while you don't have a very high significant increase in numbers in terms of those who travel by road, but you, in terms of those who travel by air, I meant to say, but it's also the same thing for the road transport users. There's a significant drop in road travel because the economy is making things hard for everybody. So people now travel based on essential need. The barrier, you realize, the better you send money to them, they will appreciate it that you going. So it has reduced. On the road, the roads are not as busy as they used to be. So comparatively, the impact on air travel is not significant in terms of reduction in travel numbers by air compared to road. So I always like to take the general atmosphere as a background.
I was going to ask you if people who the travel habits of people are changing because of the rising, fare in the tickets and everything. We literally already answered the question, But I want to ask you, do you prefer to travel by road or do you prefer to go by flights?
Well,
because if you tell me flights, I know you're wealthy.
As a rule of the thumb, I would always prefer to travel by flight.
Okay.
But every situation is unique.
Yes.
Okay, I recall sometime not far past, I had the opportunity to travel by air. But we were going, it was a group team. And there's a lot of fun when you with a group and so on. So I had to abandon my flight opportunity to go by road because it was
more fun.
Yes, more fun. So every situation is unique.
For me, I actually prefer traveling by flight. Now this is because I actually don't like I like traveling, but like not the process. I hate that having to sit in a position for a long time. As something is moving, either a car or a plane is moving. I just don't like it. But I would rather pick by flight because it's faster. I mean, I can get over it. Anyways, how would you say this is affecting the middle income families and small business owners?
Yeah, okay. Flight costs is not a very good for such purpose, unfortunately. But if it was something they could afford, it will also help their business. Go dash in, have a discussion, sort of their businesses, come back, and save all the time for you can use it to think and so on. But unfortunately, the cost does not allow the middle income people. But for the economy generally, what is happening in the Nigerian economy, which is what is not very good about it, is that the middle class is disappearing. So you are either down below or up above. So, and the middle income people are they play a very significant role in every economy. So that is a big problem for the national economy. We have to work the economy such that the middle income people can be there. Because middle income elsewhere, they easily travel by flight. Here it's very difficult. So I think it's an economy thing.
So do you think from airline perspective now, do you think the current price, ticket prices are justified? Do you think it's very fair? It's not too much, it's not too low, it's just perfect?
Definitely not perfect. And it is pro and con. You look at the cost of operating the flight, and you realize that if a flight is not full or near full, it's a loss. That's a big problem because of the cost.
Yes.
And if you increase the cost, you make it more difficult for people to travel. So and therefore you have less people on the flight. And so it's a big problem for the airlines, a really big problem. And I wonder how they achieve the balance.
So what role should the government play in making air travel more affordable?
First of all, I'm not a good fan of people looking at government for every solution. This is clearly a business environment, especially for Nigeria, a private business environment. Yes, but then of course you have government, people in government who are responsible for formulating policies affecting aviation.
Yes.
And so you have the Ministry of Aviation, and right now the current Minister of Aviation is coming up with policies that are actually helping the airlines, particularly the airlines, because at the end of the day, the entire aviation, everybody who is in aviation is there because of the airlines. So the airlines bear the brunt. Every single penny that is there in aviation is generated more or less by the airlines. The airports are there. It's the airlines that bring the money to sustain the airports. The ground handling companies are there. It's the airlines that pay for the services. So every kind of thing there. So it makes sense. I think it is wise on the part of the minister to formulate policies that help the airlines. Because by helping the airlines, you are helping everybody else who depend on the airlines. So the policies are taking shape to help the airlines. It's helping the airlines to be able to procure aircrafts. It's helping the airlines to be able to, we're encouraging local maintenance organizations. So these policies are instruments by which you can help the airlines to stabilize, and if the airlines stabilize, then you can have a situation where they can charge less. And if they charge less, they'll be able to admit more passengers and make more profit. So there is a place where government can assist to stabilize airfares, to stabilize airlines, and stabilize the industry as a whole. There's definitely a place for it.
So what are some of these reforms the government is putting in place?
Okay, the reforms, the most prominent one of it is the environment where you could hardly lease an aircraft. Nigeria had become blacklisted because when people lease an aircraft to a Nigerian airline and the airlines are unable to pay, the people are unable to recover their aircrafts.
Yes, of course.
So that was a situation. So Nigeria became blacklisted, and then the airlines couldn't afford to buy aircraft, and at the same time they couldn't lease. So, but the government has facilitated a program where, a policy program where you working with the judiciary, they have cleaned up that environment where you can now easily recover your aircraft, and you can also, the government is also assisting to raise a fund, an arrangement whereby they could back an airline using the sovereignty of the country to back airlines who go for purchase, who go for lease, and so there's a certainty for anybody. So now everybody is very open. Nigerian airlines, so if you see that they say Airpeace has added a new aircraft, this airline has brought a new aircraft, it's all as a result of this cleaning up of this background, ability to lease and so on. And it's a very important thing. And Nigeria is also playing a front line in what they call the Cape Town Convention. That is to have where Africa will be just like one sky.
Okay.
And so our airlines will also take advantage of that. If you have this closed environment that was everybody protecting the environment, but opening it up will benefit all, including Nigerian airlines. So policies in this direction. But there is a big problem now, which I think they are having a very tough time in resolving, which is the issue of airlines piling debts on the agencies, not paying for services that are rendered to them. That has become a big problem, but maybe later we'll get to that.
That's interesting. So do you think these reforms are going to help, reduce, for I say, the traveling costs?
Yeah, like I said earlier, any situation that makes the operational costs go down will definitely help bring prices down proportionately. It will help the airlines too if the prices go down.
Yes, and it's life is easier for everybody. Can book a flight.
More people.
And every time people get to travel every day of the week. It's not that people are traveling just
That
once.
definitely. So it's of mutual interest to all parties, including air travelers, that prices go down.
I'm praying and hoping because I want those prices to go down. I'm feeling book a tickets.
I understand.
With Dangote refinery in full effect, would you say the aviation fuel is cheaper now? Is it acquired now, or there's still some?
Well, I'm one of the skeptics about this Dangote refinery and how it's going to help the ordinary person. How it's going to help national economy is very clear. How it's going to help the ordinary person in terms of prices of the products of the company. I'm not one of the persons who, I'm very cautious about it, and the events unfolding are proving that this caution is well placed. So you see now they are talking of selling in dollars, and another time they are talking prices go down, and it takes a long while before it reflects here. The prices go up immediately, it reflects in our environment. So I am not very sure at this moment, honestly speaking, whether the presence of the Dangote refinery is going to be a help in terms of bringing prices down.
So
particularly aviation fuel.
Oh, okay.
If you recall, recently, when aviation fuel went up as a result of the Iran crisis, our prices, went over the roof. And Dangote was supplying aviation fuel to Europe. And the aviation fuel prices didn't go up that high. And we here, who were also buying from this, the prices went over the roof. And nobody till now would explain that to me.
Interesting. Now you mentioned something about airline piling up debts on agencies. Why do you think this is happening?
Well, I think two things. One, our environment allows it. If the airports authority renders service to an airline, and the airline doesn't pay, if the airport authority, which is a government agency, goes after the airline, the higher form of government, the same government, will bring down on them to allow it. So if it piles, depending on the airline that has a stronger influence in government, my reasoning. So the environment allows it. Secondly, the airlines also have difficulties and challenges in meeting up with the requirements that they need to keep their operations on. So they default probably, for two reasons, because they don't have the money, and secondly, because the environment allows it. But in my view, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if I'm rendering a service, why I should continue to render that service without getting the money. And then when I'm unable to maintain the environment that renders the same service, I am blamed for it. And then they say, our airports are very bad, our airports are that. But the people who should bring the money because of something are not bringing it. So how we can't grow that way.
And it's supposed to be a collective.
Exactly. Everybody is supposed to play their own part.
Yes, and that's what makes it, even better.
Yes.
So would you say there are opportunities aiding with this challenging economic issue that people are not really paying attention to? I think like opportunities in it. I think is there like any positive or anything good from this?
Well, one principal good that comes in is what happens, what comes from every type of problem. Every type of problem drives in a lesson. And that lesson is supposed, those who learn that lesson grow by it. And so that's a natural opportunity that comes from this myriad of issues, problems, challenges that we have. But are we taking the lessons? That's a very big question. The airlines are still, the mindset of the airlines, I'm not seeing many of the airlines, only few are being really professionally run. They is still seen as an all-comers affair. I don't know why an ordinary person will want to set up an airline at this time. I can't explain it. I can't explain.
They probably have the money.
So that mindset, it's a problem. You just want to own an airline. The best run airline, profit margins are extremely slow. If you use your money to go and buy things from China and sell it, you are going to be much richer than somebody who owns an airline. Yes, that's
interesting. Now we didn't know that.
That is just the truth. But many people are coming into it. So an ordinary person like me is baffled. So I'm wondering, what is it? What are they looking for? So there must be certain things that we don't know. But if you have a few airlines, those airlines can share the market such that they can make profit and grow. But these many airlines we have, I can't explain it.
I feel like if there's not a lot of airlines out there, there's going to be, what do I call it now, maybe pride or yes, like there's going to be, if I don't schedule a flight for today, nobody is traveling, things like that could pop up. But when there are multiple airlines, if one airline is not traveling at this particular day or this particular time, you might probably see another one, for you that works for you.
So if you have fewer airlines, not single, maybe not two, just to avoid monopoly and complacency, but you have the number that create competition. So each of those airlines, because of the market, which is larger, so they will have more aircraft, and that is why you have a single airline having 300, 500, and so aircrafts. But that's one airline. So you have these 500, 300 aircraft going around the whole world. So your pool of resources becomes very high. So you can have a good profit that can encourage the business. And so if you want to order aircraft, you order like 5, 10 at a time, because you have a pool of money to support it. But if you are 20 airlines in one small market, each one has 3 aircraft, each one has 5 aircraft. Where is the growth going to come from? It's not possible. So they will just be managing. So as they currently are doing, each airline just managing to stay alive.
That makes so much sense. I'm just, it's like I'm learning myself. I'm learning a lot about what's going on in the aviation sector. But would you say it is easy to navigate how to book a flight right now, or is it difficult? If you want to book a flight right now?
No, right now it's very easy.
Very easy.
Because all the airlines have apps that you can
easily open and just register.
Yes, they have a lot more functional than they used to be. So it's easy now, I would say that.
So do you think taxis, levies, and other statutory charges are adding to the cost of travel?
Of course, yes, because every service that is paid for is accounted for in the cost of the ticket. So, and from all indications, especially the foreign airlines, they complain that the charges in Nigeria are extraordinarily high compared to other regions.
But has there been other, maybe years back where the what is going on right now happened, and was it worse, or this has been the first situation, the first year where the aviation sector has so many situations?
I know we've had a situation in years past when aircraft dropping from the air was a big problem. And,
they were actually dropping from the
yes, in terms of air crashes,
functionality.
were happening.
So you affected the prices of ticket?
No, not really. But people were now getting afraid to travel by air. So fortunately, that period didn't last too long. The Civil Aviation Authority, the regulatory body, got its act right, made some appointments, and they tightened safety processes. They made it stricter for aircrafts to move into the air when they are not in very safe conditions. And that situation was taken care of. So we've had past situations that we were able to resolve them quickly. So perhaps this situation we have now also passed.
So would you say it was worse, or it's fairly, because it looks like
we're in a better place now.
In a better place?
Right.
That's what we're going to do. We're in a better place
We're
now.
in a better place.
So, but have we learned lessons from what happened previously?
In terms of airline management, I have my reservations as to whether we have learned lessons. I give a typical example. Owners like to run their business, and our environment is such that the investors, the people who own, who put their money down for the businesses, aren't supposed to have direct lines in running the airlines, because the airlines need to be run professionally. But we are seeing situations, a few here and there, where the owners are still the front runners, yes, of the airlines, and many of those owners are unable to differentiate their personal financial situation. They are unable to locate it outside of the airlines. The airlines, there's large money, cash, that is flowing through. If you go to the counter, people who come to pay cash, especially in those days, you see large money that's flowing to the bank on a daily basis. So you may mistake that money is free money, and can begin to say, okay, give so amount to my wife, this social person is coming, give so. And then when the aircrafts are due for maintenance, then they give you a bill that is the size of the aircraft. And you're unable to do. So that aircraft begins to sit on the ground. And this was the cause of airline collapses days past. So some areas, yes. So there's a little bit of improvement, but I think that we still need to make greater improvement, so that airlines are set up as a business and with a particular model that the individual can manage.
Yes. So what practical strategies can travelers adopt to reduce the cost of flying without sacrificing their convenience or safety? Because we have some people that, they require to travel every time, and sometimes it's not company based, thing.
Yeah.
So what can they do?
So number one is make your plans on time. So book on time.
Ticket on time.
That is the number one strategy. Because if you can book the time, the
And
difference is so much.
That way you book it close.
When you book
I think a lot of people don't know that, so you just wait until.
Yes, and it's a typical Nigerian thing.
Yes, you
last
wait
moment,
until that.
last moment, you know that the burial has been set at so date.
And then you now wait a week before you
even a day before, you call somebody, I beg you,
Who buys that? Their ticket at the airport.
yes, people still go. But most of the people who do that are people who maybe you just got to know that you have But there are people who know where
they are going.
And it's not as if they don't have the money at that time, but they don't book on time. So number one strategy is to book on time. The second strategy is to make your research. Because all these are online. So check, don't be, say the first one you look at, oh, this is my favorite airline. So the second strategy is do your research. You'll probably find a flight that sits well with your pockets. So this you can do a few things to make your travel cheaper by air.
So looking ahead, do you think FS like tickets are going to get more expensive, or is it going to be like a reduction? Or we shouldn't even bother stress?
There isn't any economic index in the air that gives us, that sustains, that can support the hope that prices are going to come down. Because even people look at inflation and say, okay, inflation is coming down. But people don't understand what inflation means. Inflation coming down does not mean prices are coming down.
Yes.
Inflation coming down means that the rate at which costs increase is slowing down. So it does not say the prices is reducing. No, it's just say the rate at which the price is increasing is now coming down. So there was a time every day you go to buy a particular product, like beverage, you will see a higher price. Now it's coming to, maybe it's now within weeks that prices go up, or within months that prices go up. That is, inflation is coming down. But not that the price that was at this point is reduced. So inflation, yes, is coming down. But when will it get to when prices actually drop? I don't see anything in the air that is going to lead to that situation soon. I may be wrong. I'm not being an economist.
I hope you're wrong.
I do hope myself that I'm wrong.
Now, finally, if you could recommend one major change to improve access to air travel, what would it be?
Well, I think the major mistake is where there can be a connection between a sovereign income and the cost of doing aviation business. There can be a support line that reduces the costs at which the airlines access funds. Because that's why it's difficult for our people to compete. An Emirates airline that is owned by the Emirates, it's a government airline. So if government wants to buy aircraft, they just order. They can decide to give loan to the Emirates airline at 2% interest or 4% interest. Then you compare that with an airpiece that will have to go to a bank and get loan at 28%, 27%, 25%. Then how can the two compete? So as long as that gap is there, and these two airlines are in the same market, there is no possibility of our people catching up. So if we can have a relationship between the cost at which airlines access funds, capital, with government support, one form or another, then can play a strong role in prices of air travel coming down.
It's been an insightful conversation, and we've explored why airfares are rising, how it affects travelers' every day, and what could be done to make flying more accessible. Thank you very much, Ocheme, for sharing your expertise and helping us understand the realities facing the aviation industry.
It's been my pleasure.
It was lovely to have you here. I picked a couple of things myself, because you said something about aviation, people that hold aircrafts, there's no money there anywhere. Because I was thinking there was a lot of money in it. But now it looks like I was actually thinking of probably opening aircraft myself. Because this is our economy, like you said. You can wake up and thinking of opening a police station. Do something. We are so lost, we just do anything. To our listeners, would love to hear your thoughts. Has the cost of flying changed the way you travel? Do you travel? Do you believe air travel is becoming more luxurious for a few, or should governments and airlines do more to keep it affordable? You can send us your comments and join this conversation through our social media platforms. We are Trade FM live across all platforms. I am Timmy, and this has been Ask the Expert on Trade FM. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned and join us again same time tomorrow for another engaging conversation.